In unequivocal terms, the Israeli Prime Minister has made it clear there will be no ceasefire in Gaza, saying it was a time for war. A war, he said, against Hamas terrorists. This as the international community appeals for a humanitarian pause and has only grown over the last 48 hours. UNICEF has said that the situation in Gaza was a human catastrophe. Over 8,500 people have died in Gaza alone. The UN agency operating in the enclave has added that the entire population in the Strip has been dehumanized by the war. And visuals on your screens show people being moved to hospitals on animal-driven carts.
Nearly 70% of those reported killed are children and women. Save the Children reported yesterday that nearly 3,200 children were killed in Gaza in just 3 weeks. This surpasses the number of children killed annually across the world's conflict zones since 2019. This cannot be collateral damage.
The Israeli forces are engaged in a fierce battle in the northern part of Gaza. The Israeli military spokesperson, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, said that the forces are attacking Hamas gunmen inside the Islamist group's vast tunnel network beneath Gaza. He also added that the number of hostages being held by the Hamas has now risen to 240.
הלוחמים שלנו בשעה הזאתי נלחמים בשדה הקרב. הם נלחמים באומץ ובגבורה. יש גם קרבות עזים שבהם מחסלים מחבלים, מנהלים קרבות פנים אל פנים וחותרים אל מגע. הלחימה הזאת היא גם לחימה מסוכנת, צריך להבין את זה. יש לזה מחירים, זה מורכב, אך היא הכרחית ביכולת שלנו להשיג את מטרות המלחמה.
During the UN Security Council's meeting on the Gaza crisis, the head of the United Nations Palestinian Refugee Agency has said that the Palestinians in the besieged Gaza Strip were being subjected to forced displacement and collective punishment. He also added that the communication blackout in the Strip over the weekend had accelerated the breaking down of civil order in the region and has made it increasingly difficult for aid supply to reach the enclave.
The current siege imposed on Gaza is collective punishment. 2 weeks of full siege followed by the trickle of aid last week mean that basic services are crumbling, medicine is running out, food and water are running out, fuel is running out. The streets of Gaza have started overflowing with sewage, which will cause a massive health hazard very soon.
The permanent observer of the State of Palestine to United Nations, Ambassador Riyad Mansour, at the Security Council meeting, slammed Israel and said that Israel is looking to depopulate the Gaza Strip of Palestinians and warned the violence is escalating in the West Asian region.
They want to depopulate the Gaza Strip completely from the entire population and throw them in the lap of Egypt in the Sinai Desert.
Meanwhile, after attending a UNSC meeting, Israel's Foreign Minister Eli Cohen and the UN Ambassador Gilad Erdan had strong words for the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. They added that there is only one side to support in this conflict.
Hamas is worse than ISIS, and like Chancellor Scholz says, they are the new Nazis. There is not two sides at this moment. There is only one side to support in front of the aggression of ISIS. Therefore, I decided to cancel my meeting with the Secretary General later on today, since we need a clear and loud voice in regards to what happened. We're here to say never again, and I would like to thank all the countries to come to support Israel, President Biden, Chancellor Scholz, President Macron, Prime Minister Meloni, and many others that understand that we are fighting for Israel, but we're also fighting for the entire free world.
Countries like the US and India have expressed continued support, however, for Israel's offensive against Hamas and are now among those nations who have not backed to vote for Israel's ceasefire in the UNSC meeting.